Hey Wild Woman, I'm Elizabeth McLeod. I'm the host of the Wild Woman Enchanted show. Today we're answering, how do you find the courage to be a warrior? How do you find it? Where does it live? How do you do that? And next week, we'll talk about ways to use the earth to find other ways of doing that. For example, in the trees, give you little tricks about how to find that, and share some stories about how to talk to trees, in fact, as well. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And we're also going to talk more in the private Facebook group, so I will put the link below for you. We'll have more conversation there. If you'd like to join my mailing list so that you find out really what's happening and you get notified for these videos and lots of Wild Woman musings and different tricks about being a wild woman, then be sure to subscribe to my newsletter below. I'll put the link for you there. All right, Wild Woman, let's get started. How to find the courage to be a warrior. Hi Wild Woman, welcome to the Wild Woman Enchanted studio. I'm Elizabeth McLeod, and I am the founder of Wild Woman Enchanted, author and illustrator of the Wild Woman mystery cards, and teacher and student of all things magical.
And I'm Sarah Sahota, and I'm a speaker and a life artist.
And today we're going to talk about the courage to be a warrior. This was brought up by a member of the tribe, Sarah, and we wanted to address it, and we actually, even in honor of this, have put her right behind her. This is the warrior symbol from the Wild Woman mystery cards. Love her, even just standing in that position.
I like her thighs.
Oh, she's got good thighs.
Mm-hmm.
She's just good. She's just good. I love drawing her. We're actually also wearing red because red is the ray that the warrior is on, the light ray. Also, she is the root chakra, and all my cards are chakra coded and color coded, as you know. Mm-hmm. So red is her color, and we just happen to be in it, and we started to feel like that, and we said, okay, it's time for Sarah's question, let's do that one.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing the warrior earrings from my store. We've got the warrior oil, and we're smelling it. So we're really in the frame of going, and I think that's part of what has to happen too when you come into your warrior self. You really have to stand into her. You know, the courage to be a warrior, it's taking all that stuff that you used to know and bringing her into the now and being able to say, yeah, I have this experience behind me, so I can stand in that.
Yeah, and we were asked about how to make decisions, right? When you're indecisive, and the warrior is the card or the persona you can call forward.
Absolutely, that's a great analogy too, because she has the experience. She's been there already. She knows what is a forward. And the warrior was born for me when my mother died. And I remember I had to be an advocate for her. I had to fight for her. What was happening is I was fighting for myself, because it was such a huge, enormous witnessing of a passage of somebody's life, and also being the person that carried the sword, and had to make sure I was there for her. Yeah. Even if I was uncomfortable standing my ground and saying, you must give her this medication now, or whatever it was. Yeah. I remember the moment where I just became one with everything. I dropped on my knees and I prayed, but I prayed from a place of, strength and just had nothing left. I just had fallen on the ground, like all wild women know that they will. Yeah, absolutely. And then rose up again. And it's those places where she gets born. Yeah. That warrior in you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked about being resilient, For me, that's where my warrior comes in. Is that when we hear warrior, we kind of hear rigid. Yes. We can hear stand your ground and fight for what's right. And I want to make sure that people know that that's not what we're saying. Being the warrior is knowing what's best for you and the people that you love, and having space to look around and to reconsider all the time, yet knowing you have that place to come back to.
And knowing that you will rise up because you have that capacity. When I was doing a workshop, one of my tribe members that was there in the workshop in our retreat, she was coming into her power. I'll see if I can find it, because she turned to me and she just goes, and it's on tape, and she said, I feel like a vagina warrior. And I think that's what we do. Men, we say, oh, you've got balls. Women, we got ovaries.
It's exactly where I need to be, right here today with all of you. Just receiving and giving and being. Yeah, I love it. It's exactly where I need to be. I've been a little lost lately. So this is helping me to come back to my warrior and my wild woman self. My vagina warrior! I found my VW again.
It crawled up to your
Look
belly
out,
button.
world!
It
Here she
down.
comes. I feel great. Yes. Yeah. Blessed. It's a gift to be here. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. All of you.
I can understand the courage. Coeur is actually the French word for heart. So it's interesting that courage is inside of this word. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you in language.
Thank you. How do you find the courage to be a warrior? What does it mean to have the courage of a warrior?
Yeah.
It means working from your heart.
Yeah.
Going into your heart and moving from that place because
Yeah.
she knows the way. Let's pull a card and see what is being asked here in terms of our courage and being a warrior.
Integration.
So integrating our heart into it, the softness into the experience, into the power.
And integrating our warrior into our life.
Yeah.
You know, like I noticed that one of the things that's come out of me being more connected to my warrior is that I actually occur softer.
Yes.
Because I'm comfortable in here. You know, I know myself as someone that could lose everything and recreate myself instantly.
And it doesn't matter what's happening around you when you've got your warrior self with you. Like, I mean, I've got to tell you, I had my sword by my side when I was with my mother. I would walk down and I'd say, this needs to happen. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Because it was in a death situation, there was no room for all this neurotic stuff. It was like everything was really
Clear.
crystal clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we get lost because it's not always crystal clear, but it is when we find ourselves inside of it.
it's kind of linked to our episode about being a bitch, right?
Yeah,
it's
totally,
like when
totally.
your warrior is full on,
Yeah.
you can be seen as a bitch.
I love that, Sarah. I mean, okay, and Sarah, who asked this question, two Sarahs.
Yeah,
so,
not me.
Yeah, the other Sarah, who asked the question about the courage to be a warrior. Go find that episode on being a bitch, and I'll link it here for you as well, because it is very much linked in.
Yeah, well, because all of our work is done out of us discovering our warrior and having our warrior come to battle. And our battle is that, you know that you're not alone, that you have us to sit around and hear that you're going through the same things we are, and that's our version of warrior.
Right. Sometimes we've lost our grounding if we're not finding it. If we're feeling like we need the courage to it, I would say ground yourself first and then see where you arrive into your heart. Check in. Yeah, before you check out. Before you check out the warrior state that you want to be in, check inside, check into your heart.
Yeah, how often do we enter that space? I know for me what happens is like I get out of whack, or I get in a funk, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And then I lose power.
Yeah.
And what that looks like is like my neurosis begins to be a complainer about my life.
Right.
So instead of being a solid warrior bitch, I'm like a nasty bitch.
Right.
And when I realize that that's happening, if I can very quickly discover that's what's happening, and instead of checking out, check in, then I can take all that neurosis and bring that warrior passion to it, such that I can turn that into healing for myself and the world.
Yes. Well, and that's what happens when we heal ourselves, we heal the world.
Amen.